I'll say, I love the ideas, but I mean, you're talking a year, 2 years down the line before it even becomes to these ideas. And we're in a crisis now, and like I said at the budget, you know, at our budget meeting, we need to do something now. We can't keep kicking this can down the road, and I don't think people are getting the urgency we have on this, and I'm still opting that we do freeze and the department heads come up with a layoff system for us to look at, and that's what I said before, and nobody's bringing anything to the council as far as where we can make cuts and things, and that's just my opinion, and I don't get it.
For the record, I said Cougar Town.
Okay, I apologize.
So, anyway, but I liked the multi-phase, is that what you called it, coming back on December 18th and giving us an update. I liked that, so that would be my recommendation for now. I'm excited about your economic development team. I was able to meet with them, and it was nice. They're working hard. It was a great presentation. Your turn.
I'm willing to give some more time. I'm willing to go to December 18th before the cuts and that sort of stuff has to be discussed. However, I think Kevin is right as well. That sort of stuff is coming. The money tells the story. The balance sheet is going to tell the story. And if it's 2 years out, there won't be any money left, or 3 years out. I think you guys need some quick wins. And I think some of those quick wins, some of that low-hanging fruit has to do with, you know, there's money available from the water department to buy the well. We've owned that property for years and we haven't done it. We need to get that money moved into the general fund. You're working on the golf course, you know, and I don't know if that becomes something or doesn't become something, but we have some other city property. We have the other city property up where the well is that we probably need to figure out what to do with that property and at least recoup our $200,000 or so that we have wrapped up in that property for the, that wasn't paid. The city got to pay out of its pocket. So it'd be nice to be able to recoup some more money besides just the well. I think if you can get some short, you know, some of these wins in the, you know, next 6 months or even 12 months, then it at least sets you up where you bought yourself a year. You know, instead of 3 years, it's 4 years, and that's basically where you're at right now. I think you got to buy some time because all this is going to take time. Economic development sounds wonderful. Every city in the state is saying the same thing. They all want it. For whatever reason, the city of Susanville, if you look back 10 years, in fact, I was looking at the report tonight, TOT. This year is the first year that we actually beat where we were 10 years ago. Now we have another hotel, you know, that we were competing with that doesn't pay TOT, but it's taken us 10 years to just get back to break even. And those dollars aren't worth the same today as they were 10 years ago. When we did all the economic development in the center part of town just, what, 4 years ago or so, and all those stores came in and filled in some of those vacant lots, and the shopping center across the street came in, and we were expecting lots of big numbers, you know, out of that, and it was a little blip on the radar. And so as positive as the presentation was tonight, and I absolutely want you to be successful, you know, in this, but you can't put all of your eggs in that basket thinking that, you know, if we have a $600,000 shortfall 3 years from now or 4 years from now, if that's what we're trying to cover, and you start taking 1% and figure out what type of economic development it takes to get that in sales tax, that's $60 million of retail sales to generate that kind of money. It's probably unrealistic. So this is going to be a multi-phase approach. But I'm willing to give you, you know, we really have no choice. We've got to give you the leeway here to move forward and do everything that you can. But I think in the end, it's probably going to be a multi-phase approach. Get some short, you know, some quick wins, buy some more time, and hope the bear gets some other cities before they get to us, and the state actually fixes the PERS problem. because it's not just a Susanville problem. This is everywhere. We're in a good spot right now in some ways. We have a reserve. We have extra money in our fund balance. And so if you just look at it from the standpoint of how much money do we have in the bank, we actually look pretty good right now. Better than we've looked in a long time. It's just what we see coming. Those expenses are rising so fast that we just can't keep up with it. Anyways, I guess move forward. But I'd really like to see some sort of, as this plan develops, I'd like to see more of some checkpoints. Not just quarterly reviews, but actual checkpoints of when we get to a certain point and our dollars get lower to a certain point of our reserve, that it triggers some things and it becomes automatic, rather than it always being a surprise. And that's just my opinion.
The checkpoints are on this piece of paper. I'm hesitant and hope I don't have to show you this piece of paper, but it'll be part of your packet for the December 18th meeting, and if we choose to move forward with that, that'll be the first checkpoint of making those initial cuts we talked about. We are going to make some cuts, like I said, our janitorial. I make that decision. We'll clean our toilets. Gwen will make me clean the toilet every day upstairs. She told me to.
Good job, Gwen.
We'll do what we need to do, but I think as we do move forward again, we're on the edge of we're at the 10-yard line right here, and I really do want a goal on this one. And I think with the team doing what they're doing right now, they've had 1 month now to do what they've done, and this is one of those talks where I've given the authority and empowered our economic development chief to whether or not to make the announcements of who those businesses are, and that they have that choice of when they're going to do that. And I kind of begged. I said, can we do it tonight? And she's not yet, because she wants to have some good, solid information when we provide it. So when we say something to the community, we're not over committing to something. We're telling the community, you have something really cool coming.
And the only other thing I would say is that when you're negotiating with the upper reservation and stuff for police and fire, we want a contract. We're not gonna play these games of buying cars and crap anymore. TOT for the casino, or a contract for all those services. And that's what we need from them. If they wanna be good partners with the city and take us on, we need a contract with them. And I still think we need to go on a layoff mode, but apparently the rest of council doesn't think it's that urgent, so. We have one question, Pat.
Can I make a public comment?
Absolutely, Pat.
It's a great discussion. I just wanted to say really briefly that being a citizen here in Susanville for a long time, this is the first time that we've seen a lot of really positive action from city administrator and staff. I just want to applaud you guys. You're looking at all the boxes, you're checking them off. Ultimately, it'll boil down to a spreadsheet where you estimate how much you're going to save and decide which ones to pick. And I've been there myself many times. I encourage you guys to keep that process up, and I would also encourage you to look at transient occupancy tax increase. Your rate here in the city is about 5 points lower than most other California cities. Just one other quick thing, the newspaper is here. I think it'd be great for the city council members and mayor and administrator to talk to the newspaper about these plans and about what you're envisioning, and to develop that public trust that Quincy had on one of his slides. It's really important right now. If you did that early, you'll build some momentum and certainly would have a little more support in the public when it comes to the tax measure, if it gets on a ballot. But anyway, I just, thanks to all you guys for all that work you've done and selecting a economic development manager. That's awesome. That's what this community needs. The county needs it too, huh, David? It'd be nice if we had a combined economic development effort. And,
You can just land the county whenever you want.
I just thank you all.
Thanks, Pat. All right. Do you have enough direction to go forward, Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
All right.